The Sentinel is our new offering for Titans. It's our new Void subclass. So we talked about it being like a versatile super where you have an implement that affords a lot of different approaches to combat.
As soon as they have like some sort of prop, as an effects artist, it allows me to like make the prop the star.
I can throw my shield, I can guard with it, and so it gives you a bunch of different ways to use the same weaponry.
Once it was like we have like a shield, I can really like let that shield stand out and like be the star of the show.
Like it echoes through the halls, it's the best. You're the vanguard. You're the aggressor that starts the fight. You toss your shield in from the other room.
Having an appropriate effect trail when you actually do throw the shield. This trail, we want it to be long, we want it to really stick around, so like when that thing is bouncing around alpha guys, you can see where it came from, just to give not only like a cool aesthetic to it, but like an additional communication layer of like, okay, I can see where that came from, where it's heading.
So Shield Bash is the Void version of what was a shoulder charge in Destiny 1.
It was the first time that we did a Void super where you're like in a mode running around.
I like to think of that one as like the bowling ball. Like you knock over all the pins and now everything is all down, and that you can either follow through and kill all those guys yourself, or your team can follow through and you're basically support in an aggressive way. When we look at the bubble's really powerful and it's really compelling to use.
What does this even look like? You know, this purple black hole swirly stuff on you.
Press and hold your super and you'll actually create a Word of Dawn instead. Just in the heat of the moment you can decide, this is the time, bubble time.
It's not as obvious as like, oh, he's on fire and he's got embers, you know, like that's a go-to thing. And even like electricity, it's very relatable. Trying to make a purple space guy look cool was definitely a challenge.
So in Destiny 1, your guard was more impeding on your motion. You couldn't move very fast, you couldn't lift, and now we just kind of said, since the super is all about guarding, his guard isn't going to impede most of his motion. So he's going to still be able to lift, still be able to move really quickly, still has a flank open, right? So you have to be careful, you got to watch your back.
One thing that we did with the new bubble in Destiny 2, we decided that like the communication of the health of the bubble was probably one of the most important things rather than the length of the bubble. We start off with a nice pristine bubble. It's got these like particles kind of swirling around it, but as it's getting damaged, it starts to really deteriorate. Kind of holes start kind of forming on it. All the little particles going around it start getting agitated. You can really see like, oh, this thing is about to go down. We play the game every day, come back, take notes, play it again in the morning, come back, take notes, check in changes, play it again that next day. It's like, oh my God, you made it insanely bright, settle down. And then just keep going back and forth until we get like a really nice balance that like, okay, this feels awesome. And then, you know, you basically get to that point where it's like, okay, it hits everything that we want, and that's where we kind of stand on it. Like, and then that freaking shield is in his hand. It's freaking awesome.
This is wonderful!
That moment is both celebrated as like your moment of enthusiasm, but everyone else's moment of fear. It's the best.
Hold down. Hold down.
Thanks for watching this IGN First on Destiny 2. If you like Destiny, be sure to check out Fireteam Chat, our weekly Destiny show that airs Fridays at 5. And don't forget to come back and check out more IGN First coverage on Destiny 2.